Hello everyone, welcome to the channel Chemical Engineer. I am Sahil Yadav, and in this video we will be saying about the evaporation in heat transfer. We will be focusing on single effect and multi effect. So what are the basic difference between single effect and multi effect evaporation? So this is what the main topic of our video is. So please watch the video till the end and like, share and subscribe to the channel Chemical Engineer. So let's start the video. So evaporation. So what is the objective of doing this evaporation? So the main objective of evaporation is to concentrate a solution consisting of non-volatile solute and volatile solvent. So what actually the thing is, we have to concentrate. So in order to increase the concentration of the solute in the solution, we do evaporation. Okay, in majority cases solvent is water. Mostly in order to remove water from the solution, we do this evaporation in heat transfer. So it is also known as water distillation because water is always, most of the time, water is the solvent. Okay, so evaporation. So how it is different, that is what we are going to study next. But let me tell you one thing. Evaporation is nothing but a heat exchanging equipment. So it comes in the category of heat exchanging equipment. Okay, so it exchange heat in terms of heat. Okay, so it exchanges heat. How it works? So working of evaporation is based on the vaporization of a portion of solvent to produce a concentrated thick solution. So the solvent in the evaporation is only used when the solvent and the solute, the difference between the relative volatility is very high, then only we'll use evaporation. So vaporizing a portion of solvent, so we vaporize some portion of a solvent so that the solution become more solute, means it will become thick. Hence this is how we create a concentrated thick solution by evaporation of a solvent. Always evaporation is followed by condensation because those vapor that are vaporized, they have to be condensed back and used. So always evaporation is followed by condensation. Okay, now how it is different? You may say that by drying also we can remove water, but in the drying residue is solid. Okay, but in evaporation residue is liquid. So this is the basic difference between drying and evaporation. Next is from distillation. So you may also say that we can distill out water and other components based on the temperature or boiling point. But yes, distillation have more than one components in the feed while evaporation has only two components in the feed. One is water and second is the solute. Okay, so this is how distillation is different from evaporation. You may also ask that crystallization is also similar to what we are doing in evaporation, but in crystallization we form crystals that are solids by evaporating the solvent. The main aim is to convert the liquid into a crystal solid. So this is how evaporation is different from crystallization too. Okay, so this is what you should remember. So the example always, purification of a seawater is the best example of evaporation in industries, or purification is also the another example of evaporation. So in milk industries, we evaporate the milk to make a milk powder. So this is what the second example of evaporation in industries. Now let us come to our topic, single effect and multi effect. Okay, so let me tell you, when we do evaporation, mostly we use steam as the heating medium, and that steam is at below 3 atmosphere. So that will create a matlab it will be a under boiling liquid is under moderate vacuum. Okay, so that is how steam is created at 3 atmosphere. We will discuss in the subsequent videos that what are different type of steams that are used in evaporators. So most evaporators are heated by steam, and this is a type of tube and shell type of arrangement, and always the flowing the material that is to be evaporated is passed through a tube, while the steam is passed through a shell side. Why it is passed through a shell side? So that is what we have covered in our heat transfer course. Okay, so always tube side we pass the substance that is to be evaporated. Okay, so generally these are the steams available for evaporation. Okay, now single effect evaporator. So single effect evaporator is the evaporator when there is only a one evaporating equipment. Steam goes in and the material that is to be evaporated goes in from the bottom, and from this side here are the different tubes, tubular arrangement. So from this side, if condensate is taken out and from the upper vapors are taken out, then this type of evaporation is known as single effect. So in this type of evaporator, only one time the steam is entered and then condensate is taken out, as well as volatile or the vapor are also taken out, and the operation is called off as completed. So this type of evaporation is known as single effect evaporation, that is only one time. Now okay, so disadvantages of single effect is it uses steam ineffectively, because for 1 kg of water evaporation 1.3 kg of steam is required, and this is on the base of the 3 atmospheric absolute pressure. So in order to use this amount of heat that is held by this 1.3 kg of steam, we require multiple stages. So that is how the multiple stage evaporators are generated. So multi effect. Now as we have seen that from the single effect evaporator, vapors are coming out from the top. Now as these vapors are heated by a steam, they are heated and the temperature of them is very high or near to the boiling point of the solvent. So these vapors are again used as a heating medium in the second evaporator. Okay, so if they are used in the second evaporator as a heating medium, then this becomes second or the double effect evaporator. Okay, so in first effect the heating medium is steam, in second effect heating is done by the vapors from the first effect. Okay, so from the vapors of the first effect heating is done. Let us see through a schematic. Look, here feed is fed to the first evaporator and vapors are also fed, or okay, so here it should be a steam. So when the first effect takes place, these vapors that are coming out are again used in the second effect as a heating medium. Okay, so this will become heating medium, and the condensate, okay, so condensate is taken out from the first effect. Moreover, steam is also used, or the residues are again evaporated to concentrate the solution, and so again the vapors are used as a heating, and the similar process is taken out multiple times. So this will become multi-effect evaporator, and at last we will have one condenser to condense out, and also we will have the concentrated product as our end product. Okay, so this is how multi-effect evaporators work. Now in most of the industries we use triple effect evaporators. So you have one question, that why most of the industries use triple effect and not more than triple effect, like fourth effect, fifth effect, why only triple effect? So this is what you have to answer. So thank you for watching the video. In next video we will discuss about types of evaporators, then we will see the During's rule or the temperature rule for evaporators. Then we will, in the fourth video, we will cover the calculation of heat transfer in evaporators. So thank you for watching the video, and do like, share and subscribe to the channel Chemical Engineer. Thank you.